Welcome guys back. It's a share my screen. So today we're going to be showing off my models. I've done this a few times and I've had some brokenness with my characters, and the big problem I had was I set up a boundary system, an episode, and it just didn't work. One, the boundaries just didn't want to work. I actually don't have a cube boundary anymore. Because what I actually do is I actually stop my camera myself. So that's not the cube boundary that stopped my camera from going right. That's me stopping it by having a literally just a little check to see whether or not you can do it. Thing was, the problem I had was it was hitting the cube boundary, and that was a big problem of how it was running. Just give me a second, sorry. It was the raycasting I had. I'll show you the script. So if you want to have this, I'll probably put this onto very soon. There's two of them, but I'll probably put this one onto, both of them actually, onto GitHub, and then onto my website, which will probably be in the description. Should be. There'll probably be a link to it. So I'll probably be rewriting the entire Moba camera script and releasing it as my own asset for free. And just say, well, I've taken a lot of influence from it, because I mean, a lot of it's not very powerful. But I'll show you the scripts, because I mean, a lot of it, what it does is just positioning, which I don't know how to do. So it just kind of unlocking targets pretty easy. So what we're doing here is we're just making sure that you have something called a new position, and every update, if your new position is not your transfer position, and what happens is basically is less than 5. I don't know what this is less than 5 and greater than 0 is. That was on my old script. We're just gonna remove that and see if this fixes it. It won't fix anything, but I'll just should make you move towards it. Yeah, okay. Obviously you can move up the hill, and it's kind of a bit wonky how you just force down. And there is stairs, and collision's really wonky, as you can see. But with pathfinding, he should just pathfind his way around all these areas. And this is not going to be the final map, if you guys are wondering, but these are all the models. I'll show you them in Blender. I really don't like these things that much, but I quite like the little inhibitor kind of tower things. They're very nice. I quite like them a lot. A problem is that I'm actually only doing gliding on the bottom, but regardless, I like all these things. These are quite good. They're all quite nice. So I'll continue to show you the script. So some of this is like I tried multiple things, but in the end I just did this stuff. So basically what you're doing is you're moving towards a position, else what's happening is that you're moving towards 0. I don't think any of these are statement. It doesn't fix all the way colliding. That's fine. So as I said, a lot of this stuff is still kept over from when I was trying other things, so that's why I haven't really gone through here and cleaned up. But I will when I do a GitHub build. So we'll just do that. So what we're doing is we're checking when you click your mouse button, and we could do this separate, but right now we're just saying if you click it, so the left click. Then what we're doing is we're shooting at 1,000 or 10,000 rays or whatever, I don't know. And what we're doing is that we're checking if those rays hit cube boundary or your model. and we want to make sure they don't hit either of those, because if they hit your model, what it will do is if you hit your model slightly to the left, it will move him slightly a little bit, and we don't really want that to happen. Maybe you do, but like especially with other models, when you do stuff like that, if we do something else, we decide to make the rigid body move, depending on how we move it, it may make it so if we click on the model, it will make him like flip back and forward sometimes really fast, and that like is a weird bug and stuff like that. Just it's not really a bug, it's just an interaction. So we're just making sure that you're not clicking on the unit model and you're actually clicking on something. And we'll be using tags here. I mean, we actually don't even have a queue boundary anymore, so we can actually just say this. So what we'll do is we'll have a layer system, and we'll make sure it only touches layers that have the tags for a. Oh, you can have one tag, can you? I will think about it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we'll decide. Okay, and then what we're doing is we're just saying what we hit, and then we're gonna also get a new position to go to our hit points. So it means if you're halfway through something, regardless or not, if you click it, it'll run. And this doesn't run every second, this only runs whenever you click. This runs every second, but really only this line does. I could have like booleans and stuff, because probably booleans are fast in double checking two vectors, to be perfectly honest, but we'll see. And this is the big script I wrote. This stuff is pretty elementary, alright? I haven't actually even changed this. Bot X, bot Z, pluses, and then we'll go top X, top Z, then we can go this here and this here. So what we're doing is we have basically a bunch of we don't actually need these vectors, because we just want to keep our vectors, because we want to keep our vectors pretty private, right? You know, we don't want access to our vectors, because these are they're not. So we just basically have a bunch of public transforms where you can put your bottom left of your screen, you can put your bottom right of your screen, and then what it basically does is it draws a map by going, you can't go more left than the bottom left, and you can't go more right than the top right, and you can't go more down than the bottom left, or you can't go more up than the top right. So it kind of builds a boundary box. I don't know why they didn't do this before, it's a lot easier. Because not only can you just put a transform object, which is quite good, like what I've done here, and it's quite easy to do, you can also just put coordinates, which is why you could just remove this and just have this public and just put coordinates and work, because it never works off the objects. This way you can just change your objects around, you can move them or whatever to make it smaller or bigger. Just makes it a bit more friendly if I ever do anything with it. What it basically does is checks whether or not your position of anything. So just saying, this is not just camera boundary, can be character boundary. It checks whether or not your position is less than bottom left dot x, so basically to left outside the boundary on the left side. If it is, then it pulls it back. And it's a little tweak boundary, right? That allows the camera to go a bit more or a bit less. So at the top, we're actually cutting the boundary at -10, so we're -10, but at the bottom we're giving it a bit more, +10. It's because of how the camera is positioned, so there's more space on the top than there is on the bottom. We actually don't need this boundary, so we can just delete it. Inside, I don't know even where I put these. Wait, where did I put top right? Oh, in here and in here. Yeah, okay. So to set it up, you just put in your object, and then this is a tree command. So this is bot x, okay. So bot x is going to be 10, bot z is going to be 10, and this is going to be -10. And when you enter this, we're going to be able to go as far forward as this, because this is the -10. If we, let's say, we'd move this to maybe -5. It's going to stuff up. But top X, which is how much right you can go, we're going to make this -5. So basically there's more room for you to go. You see I can go more. If I make this -1, there's much more room. Or if I make this, let's say, -15, it brings us back. So I like -10 on the side, and if you're up top, I'll give you a bit more room, but I'm actually thinking about just completely turning the camera around, so if you're at top, it'll look like this. So you always have this kind of nice bottom view, and if you're up top, obviously you get a bit matching. If you're up top, it's not too bad because of how things kind of get positioned. It's not too bad. Though I'd probably reduce this, switch these variables around. So this would be -10. This would be -10. This would be 10. This would be 10. Okay, no, okay, that's not right. Okay, so it seems like you don't actually need to tweak it. It's kind of nicely built. So it builds the boundary and just make sure you can't go outside the boundary. So it doesn't matter what angle the camera is. I mean, that's quite nice there, so you can just twist it around. Obviously, if you want to allow people, for example, you obviously at 180 and you want, oh, sorry. Yes, and you want people to be able to start over here for a lot more room than just like this, then what you can do is you can obviously switch these around. And you get a lot more room up here. Obviously, as you see, there's quite a bit more room. But this is the boundary, and what it does is builds a line out here, and that's the boundary. So I mean, if we drew a line, I can show you how it works, but that's not really the goal of today's episode. Just kind of show you the scripts I've been writing. I mean, I guess we could debug dot draw line. The start vector would be this dot would be bottom left. The end vector would be top right. But that's just going to draw a line right through it, but I guess you can still see it. We'll put it under update. And that's the line, as you can see. So I mean, if we want to draw a line right around the box, what you do is you do bottom left. I might as well do this, why not? Let's go try to get it right. So this is our perspective, like this, good. Just so we can actually do it right. So if we're going to draw it properly, what we want to do is we actually want to draw a bunch of ones. So we can call this our top line. So what we want is we want the bottom line X position. So this here, and we just want to get this line right here. So that means that instead of going right through and getting this two vectors, what we want to do is we want to start this vector 1, and we want to go to this new vector, which is going to be this vector with an X value of this, since this is X, right? This is Z. So what we want to do is we want to start here, but we want to start a new vector 3. It's going to be the exact same. There's going to be no difference other than it's going to have an X value. So it's going to be bottom left dot X, and then top right dot Y, and top right dot Z. This should work. And what this should do is create a line. How do we do this on our gizmos? I can't remember the command for it though. I hate adding so much more. But this way you can kind of see how it's done. gizmos. Gizmos on draw gizmos selected. So we want this one go void on draw gizmos selected. Oh. And then what you want to do is we want to say yeah, this is fine. Gizmos dot color is equal to color dot, how do we do like a cyan? That's quite nice. So we can obviously make it more brighter if we need to. And then we can copy this line down. And then we can, so we can say left line. And we can do the exact same thing. But now what we want to do is now we actually want to start from this vector, and we want to go from this vector to our proper vector, right? So our proper x. So what we want to do is we actually want to create a bunch of vectors. So we want to create vector 3, and we're going to call this left. That's going to be equal to this. Then we can call this left. Then we want to draw one from left to top right. And we want to do the same thing from, and we can create a new vector, so we can call this is equal to new vector 3 of bottom left dot z or dot x. Just trying to think, what do we want? Because we want to create the one to z. Oh, I know how it's done. We want to go top right dot z x, bottom left dot y, and bottom left dot z. Then what we want to do is now we're going to do the right line, which is this line. But instead we go, okay, now we go top right to right. Then we do the bottom line. So that's right line. And this is the last one, which is going to be bottom line, which is going to be the right one, and the ending is going to be the beginning, so bottom left. That should be it. And then we can go gizmos. It's not drawing it. Okay. All this stuff we're not looking for. No, this is what we're looking for. Camera boundary, yes. Why has it drawn it, but it's so faint? Dot red. Oh, there we go. I can't see any difference. Oh, because it's gizmos.drawline. That's what it is. See? Now if we turn it on, we have to run it. It's not showing the line. Gizmos to draw a line from vector bottom left to this. From bottom left to top right. Let's try and see this. Gizmos draw line not working. If target does not equal now. Hey, we can do this. Gizmos to draw line. Color dot red. Let's try and see. This should be working. There's no reason why it isn't, but apparently it isn't working. But regardless, I'll try to fix that later. But not right now. Why not? There's no use. So we'll do that later. I mean, we've been spending a lot of time. I haven't even show you the images yet. So, I mean, we'll just kind of show you the scripts this episode. And, I mean, you can kind of see them. But if you want to see the images, I'll just create an episode right after this and upload both of them today. And that way, you don't really miss out on much. It just means I don't have a 30-40 minute video. It just means I've got 125. And I'll try to go figure out that gizmos. And come back to you next time. Thanks for watching.